Welcome to Demo Day, where young innovators take the stage and showcase real-world projects to a global audience. At WEquil School, students learn to become innovators, teaching each other each week through their creations. WEquil App has thousands of novel and useful projects born out of our students' strengths, interests, and passions. But Demo Day is more than just a presentation. It's a celebration of innovation, collaboration, and the power of young minds. Join us on this incredible journey of inspiration as we witness the next generation of problem solvers and leaders. From Harvard professors to industry experts, our demo days attract incredible guest speakers who share their knowledge and ignite curiosity. Whether you're a young innovator looking to showcase your creations or a family seeking an extraordinary learning experience, Demo Day is here for you. Together, let's create a world where young minds flourish, ideas come to life, and innovation knows no boundaries. Join us for an unforgettable journey of learning, growth, and discovery. Welcome to Demo Day. So basically, this project is about what different organization tools will work better for different personality types. I'm using the Myers Briggs 16 personalities, but I'm going to give a quick description of each type so you can see what resonates with you. And so the first traits are extroversion versus introversion. Extroversion is essentially where you get your energy from being with other people, whereas introversion is generally where you get your energy from being alone. And so because extroverts like to be with other people, the social nature means that they might prefer organizational platforms where you can collaborate with other people, such as Google Calendar, Trello, and Outlook. For introverts, you might feel uncomfortable with other people looking at your to-do list or editing it. And so something like the Reminders app, Notion, and Todoist would be a better option for you. So sensing and intuitive are the next set of traits. Sensing means that you are more detail-oriented, practical, and prefer to think more about specific details over concepts. Whereas intuitive means that you're more concept-oriented, creative, and you prefer to think about ideas over specifics and pragmatic solutions. And so for sensing types, you might prefer platforms that can have more details on the practical execution of how you can do things rather than just what am I going to do, and also you might prefer things that are more tactile and physical. So the first suggestion is a paper and pen because you have a totally blank slate to add whatever details you want, and it is more tactile so you can feel more like engaged and in touch with whatever you're doing. Another is Google Sheets, just because it's so open-ended and you can add things like colors and borders to make it fit whatever you would like. For intuitive types, you might want something that can provide high-level visualizations of what you want to do, such as Logseq or Obsidian, which are excellent tools because they can capture ideas in a more flexible manner and also replicate the way that your brain works. As well as Notion, just because I mention Notion so much just because it's so versatile. So I feel like it can really work for anybody. And then last is Miro, which allows you to create mind maps and brainstorming. The next set of traits is feeling versus thinking. Feeling means that you have more of a preference for making decisions based off of emotional considerations and impacts on others, whereas thinking means that you would rather make decisions based off of logical analysis, objective criteria, and detached reasoning. For feeling types, you might want something that can think more about like how your decisions impact others. So Asana, Trello, and Jira might work best for you. For thinking types, you might want you prioritize logical analysis and objective criteria. So you might want something that is more clearly categorized with structured workflows and data-driven approaches, such as Google Sheets, Todoist, and Evernote. The last one is the most important because it is closely related to whether or not you even want to plan. So perceiving and judging. Perceiving refers to people who have a preference for taking in information in a flexible and open-ended manner, being more comfortable with chaos. They might not necessarily want to be planning a whole bunch. Whereas judging, people may have a preference for more organizing. They don't necessarily have a high tolerance for uncertainty. And so for perceiving types, WEquil I think is very good because it is more flexible. There's not a lot of work you have to do in setting it up. And it's very, in line with how brains work, as well as Notion, just because it's so flexible, you can just kind of make it work however you want it to work. And lastly is a reminders app.
Diamond.
Oh no.
Oh, can we hear the noise? Take your headphones off so we can hear it.
Can you hear it?
No,
Nope.
Take your headphones out. It'll blast it. Maybe we can all hear your noise. Sorry, we missed it during your presentation.
I'm almost done.
Keep going.
I'm sorry, this is 11 pages.
Keep going. Keep going.
Lastly, the reminders app, because it is just so simple, there's no need for complex setup. It's already installed on your phone, and because there's only one function, which is reminders. And so then tips, there's a specific section I added for perceiving types, which is tips for consistently actually using these platforms, because the idea of organizing can be appealing to perceiving types at times, but actually consistently executing on it is much harder. So the first is having notifications, which is pretty obvious. Next is to add it in your bookmarks bar so you don't forget about it. So if you are using like Chrome, Safari, Firefox, whatever, you can just add it in the top bar so you are reminded about it. Next is to have phone widgets so that it's just right in your face whenever you open up your phone. This is included for a lot of apps, including Reminders, Notion, and a bunch of other ones. And then the lastly is also keeping the application open. This is especially true for desktop applications because while you're switching around, you'll just stumble upon it. I noticed that myself when I was using WEquil and just keeping it open all the time. I could jot it down really conveniently. Next is for judging types who tend to value more structure and organization. Notion, again, for judging types. And then Todoist, because it's very clear task list and you can set due dates and establish priority levels. And lastly is calendar. And so for judging types, since it's not too much of a struggle to use these platforms consistently, I find it very helpful to use multiple platforms for different things based off of their strengths and how you like using them. And so in conclusion, I think that personality types are very influential in a wide variety of different things. But especially with organization, it can have a big influence on what platforms you might want to use and how you might go about doing it. But thank you for listening to my presentation.
Round of applause. Sumay, the most organized, longest article ever on organization. That all the judging people were like, wow, that's so cool. And all the perceiving types were like, yeah, not gonna happen.
Well, I try so that if you know your personality type, you can really easily find the sections that are relevant to you. But
yeah,
and then we need to get.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I actually got many of the platforms that I'm using from that article.
Oh, awesome.
Notion, calendar.
It's no surprise that you are my exact same personality type.